We're getting this episode pulled from air. Hi, folks. 3, 2, 1. Hey, folks. Welcome to Bouncing Brains. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G.
And I'm Ray Flowers.
Joining us today on the podcast.
Ray, you fucked up again.
Oh.
We do the introductions.
Freddie, you must lead by example. We're just going to roll with punches here.
I'm fucking with you, Ray. I love you, dude. You're
That's okay, man.
One of my few, or if not my only black friends. One of my few, I take that back. Marcus is another black friend. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are like Skittles.
It makes you feel better. I just categorize you as a comic.
All right. You know what's weird? I think like a lot of the black people have like been washed out of the valley because like I go to class now and there's not many black people. I'm the only black person in majority of my classes. It's kind of odd for me now.
Who was the one that told me? Oh, that conversation with Anti. He was like, dude, like, we were having a conversation about race, like real, like vague. And he was like, bro, it's because here, since I've been in the valley, I forgot where he's from. What was that?
Spring.
Oh, I thought it was a door. I was like, somebody coming and shit. He was like, since I've been here in the valley, whatever. I don't see any black people. Like where the black people at? He was like, they're like unicorns and shit. I don't see them here. So then, and I was like, we were laughing or whatever. And he's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I really mean it. Like the other day I was at Walmart and I saw finally after months of being here, another black person. And I was like, oh my God, they exist. And like I saw him and a tear rolled down my eye and I was like, brother. And I was like, oh, okay. Welcome home, buddy. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean,
No, I mean, when I got here, it took me like a year to see a black family that wasn't a part of the athletics at the school. Because like I guess that's the only reason why we're here is athletics. Because the majority of the people there. And then I saw this one black family and I thought they were black. And then they started speaking Spanish. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
well, you do know that Cubans are very dark too. Huh?
No, like I'm actually partially Hispanic, Belizean.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I'm partially Cuban. I was like, for real?
Nah.
I was like, you got all the good shit. But
make up some creamy ass coffee and an open face sandwich right now, son. Just bam.
Oh yeah.
Get it out of those cat turds. That's like coffee. Sometimes it's made like that. It's fucking nasty. Like who would fucking want to pick through like cat shit?
Really, Ray?
And find
like
beans.
You
right.
You really gotta, come in my house and disrespect, I drink coffee every morning. Now y'all don't fuck that up for me. I didn't know cat shit in the coffee. Fuck. Thanks a lot, bro.
And also like gives brittle bones, so I mean
what?
It makes your bones brittle, so like I don't think.
No, I'm not even worried about that. Like
when you get older, you gonna have like a lot of broken hips.
Well, I already look broken, so it's just I'm not even worried.
I'm just saying to save the rest of your body, like.
Oh man, you better be saving away from the future.
Oh man, I just you really did fuck up my coffee. I drink coffee every fucking morning, and now I don't know. Like there's gonna be shit in the cup every day. That's what I'm gonna think of when I'm drinking.
That's why it's brown.
I'm not gonna stop drinking it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it just every time I'm sipping, it's just I'm gonna remember Ray, and then I'm gonna remember shit in the cup.
That's some good ass cat shit. Taste some corn in there a little bit.
Just so you know, you're drinking shit in the cup.
I knew exactly what he was talking about. Actually, there's two varieties. You can get it in cat shit and goat shit. Goat shit is the more traditional method. Your cat variety is a little more ostentatious. Your luxury variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's just it's laziness. Instead of like roasting and fermenting the bean, you just you let it pass through the digestive system of a carnivore.
Fucking nasty, dude. Like,
nobody's arguing that it's not nasty, Ray.
Just drop it in the fucking water.
I know normally, Sean, that we fucking ask this to the guest, but can I still have fucking buyer's remorse on this episode? We just literally put out to the world, all fucking 11 listeners, that there's shit in coffee.
Man, there's all kinds of stuff in coffee.
I did know that they use cocaine in coffee though.
They do?
Yeah, there's a coffee. Of course, it's illegal in states, but there's a coffee grain. What the fuck do you call it? Grind or whatever that there is. That it actually contains a small amount of cocaine.
Well, I would have to imagine
And
that
I think it comes out of Peru, of course, out of all fucking place.
I was going to say, man, I would imagine there was probably at least a couple of brews that call for coca leaves. I mean,
No,
that's
this one actually has like the pure
straight up hydrochloride.
Yeah, without mix, without being cut, like what comes out of the fucking coca leaf, like that shit.
Okay.
It's not a lot, like because I was watching a documentary. That's what the fuck I was watching on Netflix, and it's not a lot, but it is the pure substance that comes out of the coca leaf, and they're like and of course it's one of the highest selling coffees that there is around the world. It is illegal in the States, so, because of course the government knows that there's cocaine, so they'll sell us all kinds of other shit that will fuck you up. But don't bring in the cocaine because it's bad.
But didn't they used to serve heroin and coke and shit to
Yeah, they
to,
even in
people?
the 60s. Yeah, in the 60s, you can probably correct me if I'm wrong, but in the 60s, I believe they also used LSD to treat fucking what's that shit that people get when you go to war and shit?
Oh,
PTSD.
PTSD.
That shit.
How would that fucking help? Dude, there's dogs walking in a line.
Funny enough, what they've found works really well is ketamine. So
What's ketamine?
Special K,
Oh, yeah, I know what
horse
that is.
tranquilizer, and
I like Special K. It's good. It has strawberries in it.
Yeah.
Right?
I always found it a little bit. It went stale way too quick.
Yeah,
But
real quick. And it gets
when you got it when it was fluffy, it was good.
it gets
You gotta roll it up. You gotta roll the bag up after you fucking open
Oh
it.
no, I feel you on that.
I was
man.
like, you gotta roll it. That's where you really had me confused because I was like, all right, he's talking about the cereal.
Oh,
and then
Ray,
you
you
gotta
get
roll
wet?
it up. And then
When I eat my cereal, yes.
all on the chin.
that's the only time Ray's actually white or looks white for the most part.
I'm never white. No.
According to your friends.
Oh, well, friends, fuck no. No, they're not friends. It's just people in general. Because I used to live on, the most ghetto side of San Antonio, which is actually named Martin Luther King Drive.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I know that.
That's what I hate. They fucking named the ghettoest part fucking Martin Luther King.
After one of the most prestigious people in history.
Yeah, and there's only black people who live there.
It's like same thing. MLK Boulevard in Los Angeles. There's like a church, and on one side, and then there's literally strip clubs and crack houses across the street and shit. And then there's they painted over it. There was a big ass Martin Luther King mural, but they wrote and painted.
So basically, after you praise Jesus, you praise some ass.
Pretty much.
Cheeks on your face.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it works.
Maybe I'm being cynical, but it always seemed to me like the most well-maintained monuments in a city, like any statue or you go to a park and there's some sort of display there. The best kept ones always seem to be for people that nobody remembered who the fuck they were. It's it was so and so. He did.
He's just here.
Like the French
He
dude.
looks cool.
Like the French dude who drew up the plans for Washington, D.C. has the nicest park in that city.
Really?
Lafayette Park is just it's very pristine and looks beautiful and shit. And it was basically for the little crazy French dude who drew up plans for Washington, D.C.
And the thing that a lot of people don't know is that Washington D.C. and this is like for real, like there's the White House off of Pennsylvania Avenue or Street or whatever.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Of course, Sean will know that. Anyway,
It's an action movie in the 90s.
The brain.
There's a White House.
It does kind of look like Pinky, doesn't he?
There's the White House, there's a Washington Monument and all of that, and of course there's security up the ass or whatever. But what a lot of people don't know is that literally like a block and a half away, and I think it's east, because it's very famous for that too, for a bad reason too. But it's east, a block and a half away east of the White House and the Washington Monument. It's like the ghetto. Like the ghetto hood, crackhead, weed slanging shit. And I mean, aside that it's the White House, I get it. But that's also the reason why there's Secret Service like all around that perimeter. So literally, there is Secret Service living in the ghetto for that purpose. Because
I wonder why.
But don't because I don't want to spread rumors out there like that.
I was about to spread some more.
They're living in the ghetto, but they're not living ghetto, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I was gonna say like I wonder if anybody from that ghetto or those projects ever try to fucking hop the fence and rob the White House.
Yeah, there's been stories, man. You just don't hear it about on the news. But
really,
there's been stories that have not brought up by me or whatever. The only reason that we've ever heard them is because there's very, very famous comedians that know that. Dave Chappelle's talked about it before. D.L. Hewley's talked about it before. About exactly that, what you just said. I wonder if there's people that will try to break in or whatever, and there's people that have attempted, and there's one guy that made it all the way to the front of the door, like the front door of the White House, and then he was like taken out.
He was killed?
No. That's what I was about to say. He wasn't taken out, but he was like knocked out, like he was knocked out, and then they took him and they arrested him or whatever.
Damn.
Because they have motion detectors and all that shit. So like from what I understand, again, from what the comedian was explaining, he was saying that like on the outside they have motion detectors and all that shit, and then they have like the Secret Service. They have this other gun where they can shoot you and shit. But they don't kill. Like, it's not to kill you. It's gonna hurt like hell, and it's gonna leave a mark for like months maybe, but it won't kill you. So they'll shoot you with that first, and if they can take you down with that, then that'll be that. So that's what
it's like a taser.
No, it's like they are bullets. They're kind of.
Oh, it's a pellet, like the rubber bullets. Right?
Yeah, like rubber bullets and shit. So that's what they did to the guy that made it to the door or whatever, and then they took him down.
That's actually pretty fucking awesome. Like they should have like a little race, like who can make it to the front door
once a year.
Yeah.
And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, you might want to go home and Google this shit and maybe fact check me later. But if I remember correctly, and I'm getting all this information from that one comedian because it was one of his bits, I think that guy got all the way to the door without even jumping the fence. I think he went in through the front. I think he went in through the gate. Like he just walked in, like basically, like he walked in like he owned the fucking place, like yeah. And then
that's the way to do it.
Yeah, then they figured out, they were like, oh shit, like this person's supposed to be here, whatever. And that's how he was busted.
He's not the plumber.
Yeah.
He made it to the front door just by walking. Yeah. Fuck, I thought he ran. I thought it was like some fucking John Woo shit, like doing flips, fucking dodging bullets.
But yeah, man, when you get a chance, Google it and see if you can find the story. But again, from what I hear, and I'm trying to remember what comedian had that bit, but I can't remember. But I know Dave Chappelle's talked about it. He's one of the big ones that talked about it, and the other one that talks about it too is Patton Oswalt has a bit about it in one of his older specials. So,
dude, one of my favorite Chappelle bits of all time is the one about him delivering pizzas in Washington D.C. It's like I was the only Domino's driver with a gun, man.
Yeah.
Freeze! Nobody move! It's Domino's. One of you motherfuckers is gonna tip me,
right?
Oh, you gotta love Dave. Man. You gotta love Dave. Did John know? I don't know if we've, since we're on that subject, I don't know if we've talked about it before, but I didn't know. So long story short, Dave got paid $60 million to release 3 specials for Netflix. That's the story that they put out. Mm-hmm. But when he signed that contract with Netflix, I didn't know that one of the clauses in one of the clauses in the contract, I didn't know that he's not allowed to perform stand-up comedy for like 4 years or 3 years or some shit.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
So he can do anything else. Like he can do movies, he can do whatever, appearances like as far as interviews or shit, but he cannot do stand up for like 3 years or whatever. I thought that shit was crazy. I was like, what the fuck?
Hadn't heard about that one.
Yeah. And then what perplexed me was that fucking, because he got 60 million and everybody knows that that's a shitload of money, but then again, it's Dave Chappelle. But then there's a whole bunch of other specials that that they didn't get a shitload of money. Like there's people that have sold to Netflix for like 150,000. So the reason I'm saying that is because I was under the impression, I was like, wait, hold up. Does that mean that dude that got paid $150,000 for his special, he can't perform stand-up either? Like I thought it was like across the board when you sold your special.
I would assume the reason he got so much money was probably the exclusivity was part of that package, man. Like they're paying you that much money so that you're not out performing that material.
No, and I get it, but I get it. But then again, it's $60 million. So technically, even in a rich person's lifestyle, you can live for a minute off of 60 million.
A minute, shit. Yeah. You live for some years, dude.
No, well, hold on. You again,
generations, my friend.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta think of these people's life. They don't have a lifestyle. I mean, these people drive Bentleys. These people got chauffeurs. They got chefs. They have all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. 60 million you can extend for some time. You know,
thought everybody had a chef. It's called a girlfriend, dude. And a dishwasher.
Tell it to my wife. We might need to cut that out. I just wanted to say it.
You got to get a new one then. You got to get a new dishwasher and chef.
Just so people know, Ray said that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, so I said it.
Yeah, I said exactly. By the way, we fucked up again. We didn't mention our sponsors for this fucking episode. Sean, we are going to be dropped before we even get picked up. So while I'm on it, I do want to let everybody know that's watching. We want to go ahead and thank our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Radio Shack. And it is also brought to you by Circuit City. So we'd like to thank the friendly folks at Radio Shack.
You made me think you were actually fucking sponsored. Radio Shack, like, what are they paying you in fucking boxes?
Yeah, tokens, magic beans. Yeah.
They give you old headphones and cassette tapes so you can record.
Yeah, they gave me this mic.
You don't understand what the wooden nickel market is like right now.
Yeah. Wow. So I just to finish off my fucking story because I know it's boring as fuck. I apologize for the listeners.
I forgot where you started.
So I thought it was across the board, like that when you sign with Netflix, you got your deal, and then like you couldn't perform. But then I found out that there's people that literally get paid 200,000, 150,000. Like perfect example, Theo Von for his Netflix special.
Right.
He made, I think it was 250,000 is all he got for his special, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? So does like I thought he couldn't, like he wasn't gonna be able to perform for like 2-3 years either. I was like, I don't know if you can stretch that, with their lifestyle and shit. But then later I read up on it more, and it doesn't apply to fucking like.
Yeah, because everybody gets a separate contract.
Yeah, no, I figured that, but I just thought that Netflix, being the giant that they are, I thought that they had certain standards that they applied to everybody. You know what I mean? But that
I mean, they probably do, but I don't see that one being one that they apply to everybody, especially if not everybody's getting 60 mil.
Yeah.
Exactly my point.
Yeah, you don't want to cut off your content producer's legs. It's like being able to go out there and do, like, I believe part of the whole deal with Chappelle was also he had a couple of these specials already pre-recorded, at least those first two that he did.
To that point, that is true, but it's again. And this is the part. Don't quote me on it. I may be wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, I think those two specials that he had already recorded, Netflix didn't know about until they came to him. From what I understand, I think they came to him and be like, "Hey man, we would like for you to come back and do 3 specials, for us exclusively, and we'll give you this much money." And then I think Chappelle was kind of like, well, here you have 2. I think that
was the understanding I had, was that he had pre-recorded those several years prior.
Yeah. So is that not true? Or?
No, that's what I'm pretty sure.
No, but what I mean is it not true what he also did, that Netflix like offered him the deal first, and then he kind of like pulled him out the closet, and he was like, well, I have 2.
I honestly don't know.
No, I thought that's the way.
I was under the impression that he had pre-recorded those, that it wasn't something that he was like shopping around. It was, he had those, and when Netflix came to him with the deal, it's like, well, I'll sell you these 2 and then I'll record, what is it, 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, that's the impression that, and that's the other thing, that he only signed his deal for 3 specials, right? So he gave him 2, then he went on the road to film the third one or whatever, and then this dude is such a badass that he gave him a third one, and he gave him 3/4 of another one. I'm pretty sure the kink of the 3/4 of that other one they were like, well, just throw me a little bit more, and you can have this one too. But I thought that shit was dope. You give me 3, I'll give you 4, we'll call it a deal.
Well, it was almost the same setup as with the first 2 specials. Is the one he did in Austin, I think, was much different than the one he did in L.A.
Yeah, way different.
And then those next 2, he did one at the Comedy Store, and the other one was at a theater, I don't know where.
No, was it at the Comedy Store?
That one where it was at a club? Yeah, that was the Comedy Store, man.
For real?
Yes.
I did not know that. The one where he's sitting down?
Yeah.
That's the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The one where he keeps quoting Pimp?
Yeah.
Honestly lost in this one. I don't know any of these.
You never seen the Comedy?
No, I saw him. It's just I watched him when they came out.
Right.
What do you not know? What are you saying you don't know?
Like, I don't know the specific details of the deals and whatnot.
Oh, because
the only thing about deals with Netflix that I've heard is the Monique thing, and like,
you really want to touch that, bro?
Yeah, I don't fucking care. Like, she
wanted too much damn money.
Give me your honest opinion on the Monique thing.
Honestly, dude, she's fucking tripping, dude. Like, and the thing that I hate about it is like a lot of black women, like, they have her back on it, and it's like do you not realize what she's doing? Like, you look stupid too. Like, she didn't like support.
This is my Monique point of view, and I'm gonna go pretty hard on it because I'm very straightforward. And I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail with it because I don't want to spend fucking 30 minutes talking about it. This is the thing. I think it's plain, cut, dry, and simple. First of all, in my point of view, Monique, stand-up wise, she's not funny. She's yeah, I can maybe like I can, you know how you watch it? No, you know how you watch a special and they say something funny and you're kind of like, that was funny.
That shit ain't funny.
That's how I felt about it. That's one thing. That's just one point. Second point is Chappelle was selling out auditoriums, theaters, like sold out fucking weeks and months in advance. You understand what I'm saying? So she is nowhere near like fucking like doing the numbers that Chappelle was doing. But the biggest point, man, that it's gonna rain, bro.
Fuck.
Don't worry, man. It scared the shit out of me earlier too. The biggest point is, man, that she's not funny. She's just not funny. I think what she was asking for was like 10 million. I honestly think 500,000 is too much. Because of the fact that Monique is funny as an actress, bro. I'll give you that she's kind of witty and funny with it as an actress. As a stand-up, she might give you that little kind of chuckle. If you
no, that's same thing that I thought. Like, she's not funny as a comedian. More so an actor, and like the thing is, she has no body of work to really like
exactly.
fucking go off of.
And she's been using. I've only seen, if I'm not mistaken, I've only seen one Monique special, and this is the other thing. She's been running 50% of the routine for like the past 10 years. 15 years?
I don't fucking know.
So, you know what I'm saying? I do, man. Like, I'm real analytical when it comes to like comedy and people like Monique that come ask, oh, Chappelle got 60. You know what I'm saying? And because everybody, ever since they found out that Chappelle got 60 for 3 specials, now everybody feels that they should get the same thing. It's like, no, fucker, you don't understand.
Like, you're not as legendary as fucking Chappelle.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, I don't see anybody remembering Monique like down the road. Right? She's not.
That's a big thing to say.
She's not that fucking funny, dude. Like, I'm just being honest. She's not that funny. One. The things that she listed as her references, they're not even fucking good references. It's like me going to fucking like see if I can work for Google and say, oh, I worked at Fiesta, Texas. Like, that shit, they don't match up. Like,
we
fuck
use
out of here.
computers all the time, man.
Yeah.
So you're telling me
we don't even have computers, man. The only people who have them are supervisors.
So you're telling me that a cash register is not a computer? Like, motherfucker.
It's a calculator. It's a big ass calculator. That's all it is.
Yeah. No, there seemed to be a few comics out of like that late 90s, early 2000s that almost they watched people around them like go on to be famous and like make a shitload of money without paying attention to the fact that they were constantly doing things. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. That is Sean.
Like, people like every couple of years, people are like, "Hey, did you know Sinbad's still around and he's doing shit?" It's like, yeah, man, he has not stopped since like the late 80s.
Exactly, like that.
Every once in a while, he changes his hair and he just pops back up.
Thank you, Sean. That is a very fucking valid point. That's another thing. Like, these people, like they've been working. Just because you haven't heard of them, or because they haven't been in the spotlight, it doesn't fucking mean that then they haven't been working. These people have been putting the work in. You can't just like pop up and be like, hey, So I'm gonna bring you this special. So how about them 30, 40 million?
And then she tries to pull like the race cards, like, oh,
Yeah.
it's sexist and
It's
racist.
sexist
It's
and-
like, dude,
and-
like one. I mean, don't get me wrong. Amy Schumer sucks ass, but like she's fucking killing it with the white girls.
Yeah,
Like,
no, not only that. I don't like Amy Schumer either. I don't respect her as a comedian, whatever. Hashtag fuck Amy Schumer. Y'all didn't think I was gonna bring that back, huh? Anyway, so I don't like her, but at the end of the day, fortunately and unfortunately, it's really a numbers game. Can you sell tickets and can you put people's asses in seats? That's what they care about. So again, Amy Schumer sucks as a comedian, but she's sellable, if that's even a fucking word. She can sell. So because she goes to these theaters and auditoriums and they sell out, that's why Netflix was like, you know what? We're gonna give you this much money. You're gonna give us a special because you're selling seats. Now, mind you, again, my personal opinion, because people have gotten on my ass about this. They've called me racist for it. The special was a piece of shit. She's not funny, and the special is not funny. The jokes are retarded. They are. I'm not even ashamed to say it. They are. They're fucking stupid.
No shame. No shame.
No shit.
McDonald's.
Yeah, retarded. Like really, like they make me feel smart and shit, and she should be ashamed of herself. Anyway, but she can sell tickets, so that's why Netflix was like, hey, if she can sell tickets, she's gonna bring eyeballs. And guess what? Unfortunately, like I said, at the end of the day, money wise, that formula makes sense.
Yeah,
So-
she's
And it's not
definitely-
like Netflix wasn't going to offer her a deal, man. Like, I think they're fully aware that she has enough of a built-in market that if you put that special out, regardless of how many rehashed jokes that are 30 years
yeah,
old,
they offered her money,
Yeah.
but I think she turned it down because she's like, it's not enough. I want Dave Chappelle money. It's like, you fucking stupid. Like, just fucking do it.
yeah,
It's money.
we're not having that conversation with you. You got to make Dave Chappelle money before you get Dave Chappelle money.
Yeah, or you got to do Dave Chappelle specials to get Dave Chappelle money. Like, you're not that fucking funny. Like,
Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. I don't think they pulled up to Monique's house and she was like, you know what? I got like 3 or 4 of them just on the shelf, just ready to go. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. And the other thing, and
did you all happen to catch the shit? It was a couple years back. The Def Comedy Jam like reunion
Fuck
show.
yeah, bro! I've
Dave
seen that.
Chappelle fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Dude. It was
Yeah.
him
And you know what? He killed it. He killed it, and he was drunk as shit,
yeah,
and he was able to pull it off, and I respect that
yeah.
because I've been drunk before, and yeah.
Actually, I've done a pretty good stand-up joke.
Well, I've talked about that one drunk set that I did,
Sometimes
and
personality will get you through it.
yeah, it's my only and you're reminding me of one of the bits that he said, and I don't know if he did it intentionally or if it was off script, but when he was looking at the teleprompter and he's like, wait a minute, they didn't tell me what I had to read. That wasn't in the contract.
Yeah,
That was funny.
it was him and Chris
D.L.
Rock or
No, D.L. Hughley.
Hughley. Okay.
Hughley. Yeah, man, that shit. I've seen it twice, and both times it made me crack up like it was the first time.
But
And Harvey-
again, going back, you can watch some of the comics they had on there where it's like, okay, these are your successful people, not because they built some fucking
Exactly.
name and
No.
they actually went out
I'm
and did
gonna
a
give you-
shitload of work, man.
I'm gonna give you that comparison real quick, to see if you can kind of correlate and see what I mean. Example: Monique again asking for fucking 10 million or whatever the fuck she was asking for. Martin Lawrence, right? I don't know if y'all know, but he's on tour right now. He's on tour, selling out shows and all that shit. Me personally, Martin as a stand-up comedian, he's funny. He is, but he's not like hilarious. Like
He's pretty fucking.
Yeah,
hilarious,
no,
man.
he is.
He's a great performer, but like
As far as material,
there may be one or two jokes that I can think of off the top of my head quoting his stuff, and mainly because one of them involves a dude actually climbing into some chick's pussy. Like,
yeah,
that's
I
the only
remember
reason
that joke.
Yeah.
About the Nike tennis shoe hanging out of the pussy.
Yeah. I'm just saying he's not the most profound artist in the world, but he's a hell of a fucking performer.
Yeah, he's
man.
a performer,
you know what I mean?
man. He's got the performance enough to make the joke work to make you laugh. It's basically what I'm saying. So he is funny. I'm not saying that he's not, but that's the example I was going to give you. Monique going and asking for 10 million, right? And Martin Lawrence he's done comedy before. He's been doing it. He did it for years. He's on tour right now. If Martin Lawrence went and went to Netflix and be like, hey man, I can do a special for y'all, like give me some money. I'm not saying Martin's gonna get 60 million, and I'm not saying he should get 60 million. But if Martin was like, hey man, give me 15 mil, we good? I could see that argument. I could be like, well, Martin, 15, yeah. I could see it going to the yeah, why not part. But again, Monique is not nowhere what Martin was or even is right now. Because again, like I'm telling you, Martin is funny. Like Martin will genuinely make it. That Nike bit, if I can remember the whole thing, it's hilarious all the way through, bro. It's funny.
But yeah, the only thing about Monique I could say is like maybe she did deserve like a little more than like 500,000.
Yeah,
but I don't see her making like Dave Chappelle money.
No,
that's
definitely
like
not.
That's you got to be fucking funny to do that. And I don't if they were selling the specials on Netflix, I don't see anybody fucking tuning in just to watch a Monique special.
And another thing, Cat Williams. Cat Williams is funny. Like he's for what he does and what he is, he's funny. They gave that dude 8 million, and he was like, "I'll take it. Let's do it." Like no, he says it himself. I didn't even think about it, and that's when he started talking shit about Monique. You know, because
who's gonna say no to fucking money? Like
Monique.
Money. Well, yeah. And then like I hate how like I've seen all the interviews. She's one of those bitches, but like profound bitches. Like she'll talk to you like she's fucking like king of the world and shit. And it's like shut the fuck up. Like you're just talking like this now because you want people to be on your side. And she's always like, my
and
brother. Did you can do this, my brother.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
Did you see how she talked down? Did you see the Breakfast Club interview?
Yeah.
Dude, did you see the outtakes on how she talked down on Charlemagne?
Yeah.
That was fucking disrespectful, dude. That was so disrespectful.
What was his name? What did she call him?
Leonard. And she kept calling him... his name is Leonard. She kept calling him Leonard. Right? And Charlemagne was like, if you're going to call me by my government name, I mean, go ahead, but I'm Leonard, I'm not Leonard. There's a difference. And she kept calling him Leonard, right? But in the outtake, like Charlemagne was trying to be like, hey, man, like, we cool and everything. We shouldn't, he was basically telling her, we shouldn't let something like this divide us. And she kept telling him, it's like, my brother, it's because of black people like you that other black folks don't prosper. Your mom would be ashamed of you. Yeah. That's exactly what he told him. I would have slapped that bitch.
I know, like, it's like you can't fucking talk. You expect people to fucking follow you and you're over here acting like that? Like, nah.
Yeah. Leonard, you need to understand.
And, like, I mean, I've gotten into arguments about it on Facebook. Like people, they get mad. Like black people, black girls, they get fucking mad at me. They're like, "You're not black anymore." It's like, just because I don't like Monique, like what the fuck? I didn't know she could take my black card away. Like,
she's not funny. Fuck you. Blocked.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, Jesus, man. She and she's really not, man. Like she. Oh, And then a couple of weeks after she did that Breakfast Club interview, she did another interview for some other unknown radio station, but somebody aired it on YouTube. And she was telling them really proud that they were still going to work the special. Like they were going to shoot the special on their own and that they were going to shop it to fucking Crackle, bro. Crackle out of all fucking places.
Who the fuck watches Crackle? The only reason I know about Crackle was because I had a PSP, and like that was like your only streaming service because it was free.
Yeah. She was like, we're looking at other platforms like Crackle, and she was like, we have other. This is what pissed me off. She said, and we have other options on the table. Bitch, you have
what
no
options?
Yeah, I was like, bitch, you have no options on the table.
You would have said them if you had them.
Yeah, exactly.
Did y'all ever run into CISO? No? CISO. Basically, NBC tried to do a streaming special service, and one of the things that they were putting a lot of money into was stand-up specials. And there were probably a good couple of dozen stand-up specials that got produced in like a 6-month period of time before the entire thing got shut down and the library got sold off.
Damn.
Now, the really good thing was apparently the deal they made with most of these comics was that they own the special. So once the company was dead, it was just like, hey, Netflix, I got something for you. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's the important thing, man. That's one of the, like when you hear about people arguing with Netflix or Hulu or something like that over the cost of either doing a series or doing a special or something like that. It's like, okay, but what kind of deal are they? If they're paying for your production and they only want, say an 18-month exclusivity on it, then fuck it. You've got a fully produced piece of content that you can turn around to, the next streaming service and be like, hey, you guys want this? And that's
even Gary, bro, Gary Owen. Mm-hmm. Gary Owen said himself that he has gone and knocked on Netflix and be like, hey, I'll do a special for you, like help me out. And they were kind of like, well, what can you offer? And he's like, I'll do this. No, he was like basically saying, I'll do this special, and he was basically telling them, I'll take anything, and they still he was denied. And that's because he did an interview too, and the host asked him, like, Gary, honestly, how much would you have taken? And then he's like, well, I don't really want to, get into really the details of that. So then the other host kind of started throwing random numbers, and they were like, well, would you do it for $1 million? And he was like, yeah, I would do it. I would do it for $1 million. And then the other one went back and he was like, would you do it? Would you do it for 500,000? And he was still like, yeah, I would still do it. And then like 3 minutes later in the conversation, Gary said, it's because you don't understand. Netflix is turning into one of the biggest platforms on the planet. So he said it's about the exposure. Just picture the exposure that you're gonna get.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go somewhere different because you kind of sounded like you were saying like he was like iffy about it.
What do you mean?
Like you said, yeah, a little too long. You're like, yeah.
Oh no. Well, I said that I said that, but because he was like shaking his head, like he didn't say anything, but he was shaking his head like he would.
Okay, well,
but he didn't say yes.
Let's be honest. This conversation can go on for a while, but I think the real number that I haven't heard anyone really bring up is what is Monique pulling on the road?
That's what I was going to say.
If she goes out for 18 months at a time, what does she bring back home?
She doesn't fill up stadiums, from what I was looking up. Like her stadiums don't fill up. She's not bringing in like a new crowd, and most of like you said, 50% of it is already fucking old. So
yeah, well, that's what my comment as far as like I think if they put up a Monique special on Netflix, you're going to have a shitload of people that are going to be like, oh, I know who Monique is, and they're going to click on it and they're going to watch it, whether they like it or not. They don't even have the star ratings anymore, so it doesn't matter. Your opinion means nothing, but hey, it would be watched, it would be on there, it would be viewed. So yeah, kind of foolish. not to do it.
I mean, at this point, I don't even know if I'd give it a try. Like, I just feel like, yeah, maybe another time.
Really?
I could waste my time. Yeah, like I'm pretty iffy when I watch or do anything. Like I'm like, if I don't know if it's funny, like I might not even watch it.
Man, I still haven't watched that Martin Short and Steve Martin special.
No, I mean, I haven't gotten.
You summer child. Steve Martin and Steve.
Oh yeah. I know
Martin
who
Short.
Steve Martin is, but not Martin. Is that the gay dude?
He
Martin
was
Short?
the little short, redheadish dude from Three Amigos.
He seems kind of like suspect a little bit.
Possibly.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about because I was watching Larry David yesterday.
Right.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. I've been binge watching it like lately.
I get you.
It's fucking stupid, but I love it, man.
Fuck, I was gonna say another thing with what you said earlier. I was gonna make a point, but
Ray, I know the last time we were talking, man, we were kind of throwing around sci-fi, fantasy, superhero TV series and whatnot. We were checking out. What are you watching right now?
As far as sci-fi or superhero, nothing. I've just been watching. I mean, shit. I've watched Infinity War a bunch of times, man. Like, I think that's probably. I could probably say that's my favorite movie right now, and I haven't watched any of the other Marvel movies or DC movies like that. Like, I saw it twice in theaters. Like, I gotta really like something to see it twice in fucking theaters.
I have to admit something publicly. Black Panther. I have not finished watching it.
That shit is kind of boring.
Oh.
It is.
Hold on, time out.
I haven't even seen it. Y'all are making me not want to. What's going on?
This is where I was going. This is where I was going. So I started watching it the first time from the beginning. 29 minutes into it, I fell asleep. Right. So 3 days later, 3 days later, I started watching it again from the beginning because I wanted to remember what I watched, and I fell asleep again. So the first time that I fell asleep, I thought I was like, maybe I was tired. But then when it happened the second time, I was like, is this a coincidence or is this something else? And I have not finished. I have it there. I just have not finished.
Yeah, my dad. I mean, that's like me in The Exorcist. When I first tried to watch it, I couldn't watch it all the way through. I kept falling asleep, and like it didn't scare me. And I mean, I got to finally like see it all the way through, but it's like people say it's a classic, but I don't feel like it is.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a good movie. Bro.
I mean, I like the part where like she's all possessed and shit, but that's about it.
Are you a fan of like the behind the scenes type of documentaries?
The Spider Walk?
Oh, the Spider Walk.
You didn't like the Spider Walk?
That
that shit scared the shit out of me when I saw it in theaters.
Like that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that like got to me was like the possessions and whatnot.
Okay, I was asking about the behind the scenes documentaries because the only way I actually made it through that entire film was I was aware of some of the more technical. Like there's a continuous shot where they go from downstairs to upstairs and like they change focus and they have to like work real quick in one spot to not get caught in a mirror so you'd be able to see the camera. And then there's some other stuff as far as the some of the overhead shots that they got with it where it's like, oh, okay, man. Like, you know, it's nowadays you'd see that shot, you just go, oh yeah, they're just good at making movies. Whereas back then it's like, holy shit, what the fuck? Did they have to like saw out a piece of the floor? What the fuck did they do there? You know? So yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand why people still say, you know, it's classic film and all that shit. It's like I had a teacher of mine who was obsessed about, apparently on a few of the limited runs, they had, what's it called? There were like sounds in the background of the movie of like angry bees. And then there were like shots that were cut in of like pigs being slaughtered. And the whole thing was supposed to be one of those subliminal effects so that you're creeped out, but you don't know why you're creeped out. And there were apparently at least one or two people that were triggered to suicide after the movie. They just went home and were like, demons are real.
So is that the one? Is that the one movie where it came out on the news that they were like before you walked into the theater of that movie to watch it, they literally had signs on the wall saying that they had priests on site.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that was that.
That shit was crazy.
but yeah, that's how I felt about The Exorcist. But as far as Black Panther, dude, that movie was fucking overrated. Like, you can watch it if you want. It's not entirely bad, but for me, it was fucking bad. Like, it's like, dude, it's the black superhero. You got to make him awesome, and he wasn't that awesome.
I was gonna watch it before I watched Infinity War, but then I watched Infinity War and realized I didn't like.
You don't even need it.
I didn't miss anything, so I was kind of like, and I just never got around to it.
Honestly, man, it's like him and Captain America.
Man,
what the fuck are they really
I still haven't seen Thor Part 2. I don't know what the fuck happened. There was some elves. Yeah, see.
Yeah, that one you can miss. Black Panther you can miss. You can miss a lot of the movies, actually. Iron Man, you only need probably like the first and the third.
Oh man, I loved all three Iron Man. I did. I liked them a lot.
I like the third and the second, but they're not that great.
Dude, speaking of Iron Man 3, man, I am I was kind of looking forward to the new Predator movie because it was Shane Black directing that one. And Nice Guys is still like that's on my top like 10 films, man. With Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling.
Nice Guys.
Yeah, great fucking movie, man. And I keep hoping that because he's done a bunch of movies where like one will be like really fucking good, and then the next one you're just like, I never made it all the way through Iron Man 3, but I was like, I'll give him a pass, whatever. It's kind of hard to jump into Jon Favreau's shoes. You know what I mean? You can say what you want about Iron Man 2, but at least, it was a proper sequel, I guess.
Yeah.
But point being, man, I have been kind of like checking out the reviews. I even went so far as like I'm watching the spoiler reviews because it's like I don't want to walk into this with any high hopes if I have to. But that new Predator movie seems to suck. Like just
I don't know,
really bad.
I think as far as like the action goes, like I'm sold on the way they presented it in the trailers. Like I'm not expecting like anything extra really. I'm not expecting any like character development. I'm just expecting people to get fucked up, and that's what I want to see.
Well, I really enjoyed the one from 2010. I thought Predator
was a good one.
Yeah, and granted, they were taking beats directly out of the first movie, and like I think they even gave Adrian Brody like some of Schwarzenegger's lines directly. And it's like, fuck it, man. I'm still, dude. When the guy pulls out the samurai sword and stands off with the Predator in the field, I'm like, I'm in. I don't even care how this movie ends. We're good. You have my money.
They should have actually put another sequel to that one because that one was fucking awesome.
I don't know how nobody's come along and done a proper sequel to Predator 2 because that one. I mean, don't get me wrong. First Predator, pretty hard to top. It's such a simple movie, stands on its own. But Predator 2 was just like it was dirty. It was like it was an adult fucking R-rated bloody fucking mess of a movie that actually had some like everything made sense. You know what I mean? Like you get why everybody dies in the end. It's like, it wasn't like they were just like standing in the wrong place and it's like, oh my God, Predator. It's like shit goes down. You know what I mean? It's even that one scene where he picks up the chick and realizes she's pregnant and like throws her back down. It's like, we must let you breed.
Fuck your baby. I'm going to throw you back down.
I'm going to come back. I'm going to hunt your baby. Yeah, man, but I try to pretend like those two Alien versus Predator movies didn't exist, man. Those were just
bad.
Dude, Predator Takes Christmas. What the fuck, man?
Predator kills Santa. That would be an awesome one. And Santa comes out with a fucking like bazooka or some shit.
Well,
made of toys.
As a bit of a tangent, do you ever watch that movie Krampus?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
but it was. The dialogue was pretty shit, but it was a fun movie to watch.
I'll give you that. I think Grandma had a bit of a slow build up because she's kind of revealed to be like the knower of secrets at the end. But at the beginning of the movie, you don't give a shit about her.
Yeah, and then that ending was odd. It was very odd.
Yeah, it's an anti-Christmas movie, man.
Yeah, but do you mind if I ruin Black Panther for you?
Okay, what are you going to ruin here?
Okay. So the reason why I say Black Panther sucks is one, Black Panther takes his mask off various times in the most dangerous situations. It's fucking stupid. Like every time, like he's in a fight, he's like, oh, and then he like stops and he's like takes his mask off and then he's just fucking looking at the guy like, did he just do that? And it's like, do the fucking eyes in that mask not fucking work? Like, why do you have it if you're just gonna take it off? And so, apparently,
but is there a reason as to why he takes it off?
No, like he has no real reason to take it off. He just takes it off, and it's like, can you not breathe in it? Like, what the fuck is going on? He takes it off every time, and then
you don't even get the Tony Stark. Oh shit, my screen is cracked.
Yeah, no. Okay. There's no fucking damage to the suit really, and then like the CGI to it is really bad, dude. Like it looked like PS2 graphics. Like
the only extensive scene I've watched is that the car chase scene where he's doing like the running up on the building and then he jumps back down on the car and takes out the tire. And
honestly, even that looks
okay.
That's probably the most polished that the suit looks in the movie.
So question: How did it manage to pull $1 billion?
Black people are gonna hate me for this, but like, dude, it was black people, man. My dad, he was even upset about it because he's like, man, I went to go watch Black Panther thinking it was going to be a great movie. And niggas was too fucking excited. Like, he said there were black people dressing up just to go see this movie. And I mean, shit, I probably would have dressed up too. But like, it wasn't that great of a movie. Like, I expected more.
Like now, well, I mean, there is a part 2 coming, you know that, right?
Of course.
Well, there's a sequel coming to it, but I haven't seen it, so I really can't debate you. But what I'm saying is, if you do say that it's as bad as you say it is, and I'm not saying it's completely bad. I'm not saying that. Like I'm going back to the root of the cause of everything. Like why? Like how did it manage to pull $1 billion?
Because black people like fucking came out in droves. Like there was families of people going to see it, and then there's like people like black people. Like there's nothing wrong with black people. I keep fucking saying black people, but like it's nothing wrong like with black people going out to see a movie. But they were going out to see it like multiple times with friends and shit. Like some guy apparently saw it like 25 times. Like that's a little overboard, but I mean, hey, your money is going towards it, and I guess. In a sense, it's a good thing because, like, black people are uniting for, like...
a cause.
Yeah, a cause. Like, you're going out to support majority of black movie, which this, I guess, is the first time that that's happened. Because, like, most of the cast is black.
Django didn't count?
Huh? What?
Django didn't count?
Django? No,
Django?
this is a fucking slave movie, dude. Nobody... Like, well, nah, black people do.
Thanks a lot for making me look like an asshole. Appreciate it.
I'm just saying, like, no, it doesn't count. I mean, it was a pretty decent movie, but like,
I liked it, but it pissed me off. Yeah, it would piss. It
just to add a little bit of depth.
That one, you know which ones I can't like. I won't watch again. That one and 42. Those two.
I don't watch none of that shit, man. Like,
yeah.
My parents and my sister, they'd probably be like, "You're not supporting us," and it's like, no, I just don't want to fucking see somebody go through like bad shit in a movie. I want to see a movie where like maybe bad shit happens, but it's not to somebody who might possibly look like me. Like I.
So you don't want to. So you wouldn't watch that other movie that's gonna come out, I think, in November or October. The one that is loosely based off of well, this is gonna sound totally wrong because it wasn't just one person, but it's based on police brutality. The cop gets up, he tells him, "Show me your hands." He shows him the hands, drop the keys, and then he shoots them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's actually featured in the song "Don't Do It" by NERD. Like they talk about it, but nah, I just don't feel comfortable watching movies like that. Like
I'm curious. I'm curious now that you say that. I mean, other than the obvious, I get that part. But other than the obvious, is there a specific reason why you don't feel comfortable?
I just don't. I don't feel I need to watch an hour or 2 hour long movie about some shit that I've already read about, and like I don't want to read about it again. So why would I want to watch it? And like I know there's small details, but I don't feel I need to know all these details. It's just like learn from other people's mistakes.
So like on the flip side of it, because I get it, and I'm pretty sure you get it too. The people that are making these movies, that are directing these movies, that are producing these movies, they're doing it with the intention of shedding light on the issue, right? So I get that part. So, like, as far as for the cause or the reason that they're doing it, like, you don't feel like, I guess what I'm asking is, like, do you agree with that? Like, do you agree with the point that people should use this platform and make these movies to do that, to shed
I think, like, I know it's gonna sound backwards as fuck, but like I think it's a good thing that they do make these type of movies. It's just, for me personally, I'm not gonna watch it, but I do know that there's like a lot of other people who would, and I feel like it helps like get the story out so everybody knows exactly what happens, or at least hopefully knows exactly what happens, so like the same shit doesn't happen to them.
Yeah.
Well, to throw you a little bit of a similar scenario, man, I tend to avoid some of the more political films, or even some of the more historical films that have contentious areas that I'm like, I want to say I skipped over 12 Years a Slave for a good 5 years, and I like all the actors involved with it, the people that were involved in the production, all that stuff. It was just, there were too many people kind of giving their opinion about the movie, and it was almost like, yeah, I don't want to walk into the theater or even sit down and watch it with that kind of like headspace. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather like, and one day I was on someplace and it was up for streaming. I was like, fuck it. I sat down and watched it. I was like, that was a great fucking movie. Like, and I'm kind of glad like I didn't, walk into it with, everybody's kind of like, oh, it's a great film, most powerful cinematic depiction, or, oh, it's just, whatever. And it's like, no, fuck that, man.
But they say that about almost every like fucking slave movie, and I kind of hate it because like you could have a shitty slave film, and then like people are gonna be like, oh, this is a masterpiece. I fucking like wanted to cry my eyes out or whatever, and then the next year they make another one, and same shit happens. It's like, well, I mean, how many years do we have to fucking keep making slave movies for? Like, I don't like seeing it, but I mean, what could I do about it?
They're an example of a story that just keeps getting told.
To answer your question real quick, you said, and I don't want to misconstrue it, you said, how many times, like, are we going to keep making movies about slavery, so on and so forth? So you're kind of saying, like, how many times are we going to see the same shit play over and over? Right. I see where you're standing. I see where you're coming from, but I just kind of want to directly or indirectly answer your question. It's kind of, I see their standpoint as well. And it just kind of, I feel like it would roll with the fact that it's a new, we live in a new generation that we did not live in back then. So because there is a new generation and there is new people and there is younger people, well, no, that will never know and understand, you know what I'm saying? What the slavery. I mean, they're gonna read.
No, it was a rhetorical question. Like I already know the answer. Like it's until like that shit stops, because like people are still doing the same shit that they did back then. So,
Oh no, I know, and I understand that. The only point that I was trying to point out was that I feel that the reason that they do it is because the generations to come or whatever, like they don't know, and everything that they do get taught in the history book is not.
Dude,
That's what
exactly
I was
what I
going to
just
throw in there, man. Is like every new generation thinks they discovered some new truth about the past, and they're like, no, you left out. You were saying details. You know, it's like you left out this bit, and it's like, okay, make your movie, go for it, man.
And the other thing is, it's again, we go back to the same thing. It's a money thing, but
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think they make that much money. Like, as far as those movies go, like a lot of times when I've been to the theaters, those theaters are empty as fuck.
I think those are usually all right. A great example being like 12 Years a Slave, because like it got all the award kind of. I don't think it picked up as many awards as people kind of felt it should, but it got all the nods and everybody was kind of in on the promotional circuit for it. And again, great actors, great production, but that's the thing. They spent so much money making that movie. It's like we must get the stitching right on the cotton weave, and it's like okay,
it's not important, but
it looks great, man. Like seriously, beautiful fucking movie. Just probably didn't make that much money because they spent
too much money.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that I got to work on that one. So, yeah, man. I mean, every once in a while they do one of those movies. The big historical flicks. I don't think we get them quite as much anymore.
So is it safe to say that if somebody came to you, Ray, and they gave you a budget and be like, look, you're gonna write and direct this movie, the movie that you would write and direct would be a sci-fi film?
No.
What would be?
I mean,
what would be the movie that you would write and direct?
Dude, I'd make a fucking horror movie right off the bat.
A horror movie?
Yeah, like I'm not too much. Like I like sci-fi, but it's not my main interest. I mean, I could probably come up with some ideas, but horror is my thing.
What would be? And just real quick, we don't have to go into depth into it because you probably don't have it. But real quickly, if you can, what would kind of be your premise? You ever thought about that?
Dude, I've thought about too many fucking things to like remember every idea. Shit, I don't remember any idea. Like I gotta write it down, but I mean, I could do one based off of like what if I was like I've had some ideas about like what if I was like you know how you have that dream where you're falling? Well, when I was a kid, I used to have like really bad dreams. I used to sleepwalk and all this shit. But I had this dream that I was falling, and as I was falling, I was fucking fighting the devil, and like it was fucking creepy because like it wasn't just a one-time thing. Like it happened a lot, and I guess I could fucking base some type of story around that. Like, what if like you had to fight the devil, and that's like your last. That's like the climax of the movie. It's the battle.
Okay, I was about to ask, are we talking like a psychological thriller with supernatural undertones, or are we talking straight up supernatural horror?
I mean, it could. I like
the demon's real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like the thing is, like not everybody believes the same thing. So, I mean, I guess it would be cool to like fuck with that, like see what type of evil there is in every religion.
Yeah, I don't know when that was kind of lost in the horror movies, but for a while there, again, like late 90s to early 2000s, there was this streak of movies where like they'd pick like, like one little like particular like supernatural, you got Candyman, they kind of did the voodoo thing. You got like I forget what that other one was.
They had another voodoo movie, Skeleton Key. And then they had Jinn.
I never got to watch that.
What,
movie,
Skeleton Key?
Skeleton Key.
It's pretty dope. I watched it because I thought the chick was pretty hot. Still do. But
Yeah, man. There's a one about like Chinese demons that escapes me right now, but yeah, just
Grudge. The Grudge.
oh no, not that one. I had checked out of the cheap horror movies by that point. Actually, I was trying to remember that one the other day where they take the tourists in and use them for torture porn. Hostel.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it Hostel?
Hostel, yeah.
That movie's fucked up. I like the ending though, but I don't like the beginning of the second movie. Kind of pisses me off.
Again, another one I kind of checked out of.
I don't remember.
Eli Roth can direct the hell out of a movie.
I was confusing it with the Wrong Turn.
Oh, with the cannibal hillbillies.
Yeah. That was a good fucking movie, dude. I liked it.
I don't know,
but I like the first one. The second, third, and fourth, they lost me.
Yeah, apparently, like they had like children or whatever. Yeah. But no, I didn't. I mean, I thought the first one was okay, but then I went back and rewatched it. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like I don't remember this movie. Like it. I guess like when you first watch something, like your perception of it changes as you age. But like I used to think it was a pretty good movie. Now I think it's like, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not one of those that you would actually call like a classic or that it's gonna withstand the test of time or whatever. But I watched it. I want to say maybe twice, maybe even 3 times in my lifetime. And I thought it was good.
Anybody have any love for Cabin Fever? Speaking of Eli Roth,
did you see that shitty remake they made?
No, I stayed away from it.
Oh my god, it was fucking horrible. I tried watching like 5 minutes. I was like, oh, they brought Cabin Fever back, and then I was like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I don't remember this guy being in it. I was like, maybe they edited it, or
now that was one of those that I enjoyed. Like I enjoy those kind of horror movies where nobody makes it out in the end. It's like there is no happy ending here.
I mean, I like the emotion that I get from it because like. I mean, I don't like sad endings or bad endings, but at the same time, like it's like fuck, that was kind of awesome though.
I think I talked about this the last time we did one of these Dawn of the Dead, where they're in the shopping mall through the whole thing, and then at the end, like the guy decides not to kill himself, and he hops in the helicopter and they fly off into the sunset, and like. Inevitably, if you're watching with somebody who's seen it a couple of times, they'll just lean over and be like, they only got enough gas to get like 100 miles, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, shut the fuck up. just let me have this moment right now.
They made it for a little bit.
Yeah. The assumption being they get 100 miles down the road and then some other shit happens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Day of the Dead's a good movie, but it doesn't have the same, like, you're not rooting for them quite as much. It's a whole pack of assholes. Dude,
when they fucking get on that other island or whatever, or am I thinking of a different one?
Oh, the remake of Dawn of the Dead is where it's got the video camera footage at the end, and they make it to the island and they get swarmed by the zombies.
Yeah.
No. Day of the Dead was the one where they're on the military base underground in the salt mine, and the doctor's trying to teach the one zombie how to be like intelligent. Like he teaches it how to like use a telephone and. Anyway, at the end, the thing like gets loose. It picks up a gun and it starts like saluting the soldiers while it's shooting them with an M16. They just did a remake that's supposed to be really cheesy as fucking hell. But
I think you got to see it, man.
Yeah, man. If you're a Romero,
is Day of the Dead where that chick gets naked in the fucking in the cemetery? Because that was an odd one, or is that like Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead.
I couldn't like confirm. None of that shit y'all talking about because I've never seen any of those. They did. I mean, I can ask them. Are they good? I saw.
What's your perception of good, man? Like
I would recommend the first 3 Romero movies, which is Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Living Dead, and Dawn of the Living Dead, and Day of the Living Dead. And to be fair, even the Tom Savini. Remake of Night of the Living Dead is pretty good. It actually has a badass little ending. The heroine walks away as the badass rather than just kind of everybody dying in the end. But Romero did some cheesy ones. Like there's Land of the Dead is pretty damn cheesy. It's fun if you like his movies. Diary of the Dead is pretty interesting because it's one of those found footage, you know, from the first person kind of view, kind of like Cloverfield or, you know, the Blair Witch Project, something like that.
Gotcha.
But then he did like some spinoffs that are taking place like during the zombie apocalypse. That's just like, he was running out of money there at the end. I mean, yeah, man. I don't know if you ever played that one, it may have been one of the Black Ops games where the zombie side game was actually supposed to be the set of one of his movies. It got invaded.
Oh no, I never got that one. It was
pretty cool.
It was for Black Ops 1. It was, like he's like the monster, I think, George Romero.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like some ice giant or some shit. It's actually pretty cool.
I actually sat down and watched like a 40-minute video a while back that kind of explained the entire story timeline of those the zombie games, and it was just like, this makes no.
It's convoluted as fuck.
Yeah. All I know is I like the one in the jail. That was.
Yeah.
It's just because I can be, you know, fucking, what's his name from Goodfellas?
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, man. Something I wanted, and this is kind of going to 180 from the subject that we're talking about, but I did want to get your thoughts on the whole thing.
Which whole thing?
First of all,
how do we fix America?
I don't fucking know. Seriously? Like, what the fuck?
Don't you put that on him. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Obama did a great job, man. How would you fix it? How would you go back to fixing that?
You can't really fix America, dude. Like, there's too many, like, fucked up people. Like, we got.
I say you like, grab them all. Like the shitty ones. We all know who the shitty ones are.
I see where you're going with this. Camps, right? Camps? Is that where you're going? Camps, right?
Definitely not camps. But you grab them all. We know who the shitty ones are. We know. We don't.
You can't find them all like that.
Yeah, you can.
You can't.
Yeah, you can.
I've been on Facebook. Like some of them have like black friends, and they still say racist shit.
Fucking
like,
pessimistic Pokemon players up in here. You can't get them all. You can't get them all.
You can't, man.
They're like Pokemon and shit.
Like some of them be hiding in the bushes. Like you're not gonna find them.
That's all, funny. Right? No, that wasn't my fucking question.
I contend if you can have dinner with them and they don't have a moment, then you're good. It's like, all right, you go believe what you want to in your bedroom.
My question is more.
Just hope they don't vote. just show up in November and hand them like $50 and be like, just keep your ass at home.
My question was your honest thoughts on Kamikaze.
Oh yeah.
Now he's excited.
That album was actually pretty dope. Like, I like the disses that he did. I was kind of upset that he dissed Tyler the Creator, but I like Tyler the Creator. He's fucking awesome, dude. No, he's not. Yes, he fucking is. He's not as like great of a rapper as like fucking Eminem, but like he's a pretty great rapper.
I give him his props as a producer. As a rapper, I mean he's a rapper.
Okay, name a better rapper besides Eminem, and not from the 90s. And not from the 90s.
Kendrick.
Okay.
J. Cole.
Okay, they don't count. They count as the 90s.
They're not.
Hopspin.
Yeah, because they're
Hopsin.
Okay, whatever. Fuck it. Yeah, like there are better rappers than him, but I think he's a great rapper. Like not the greatest. Like I wouldn't put him above those people y'all just named and others. But like as far as message goes, I think he's pretty good.
You're pointing at me like you want me to prove a point here. What are you talking about?
This is why America's the way it is.
I believe he just blamed it all on your generation, Ray. All of it.
What's my generation? Because like,
fuck, I don't know, man. You're younger than we are.
Some people fucking put me in the millennial fucking gap, and
How old are you?
I'm 24, about 25.
Shit, man, 20. You gotta think about that there.
Shit, man. I can't even. From 22 to 28, I don't remember shit.
You're in the. I think you're right at the start of the millennials.
You're one of those clean living motherfuckers too. But
okay.
Beer doesn't count, Ray.
That wasn't that wasn't where I was going with it. All right, cool. Tyler,
Wait, hold on, no. So is millennials like? I thought millennials was like people born after 2000 because otherwise
no. Millennial is people who came of age during the millennium. So it's like 1980 to like what I think it's 97 or 98.
I disagree with that.
But they put us in the bucket with all the fucked up kids, dude. Like they're fucking stupid.
Well,
like,
again, then there's some people that think that Tyler the Creator is a great rapper. So.
He is, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
I love it.
He's just picking fights, man.
But off that bullshit, that wasn't my point. All right, cool.
It's totally your point.
You were saying, you said, you were mad that when he went at Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, like I was
to be honest with you, just to throw it out there, he went at a lot of people. And I didn't feel bad for any of them. I think everybody deserved every bit that
I do.
got.
I do too now that I actually like watched some of his interviews because like he was saying that the reason he went at Tyler and Earl Sweatshirt is because like he took them on tour and then they were trashing his albums, which I mean they were pretty shit for a while. Like I think he did a song with Beyonce. I turned that shit off as soon as it started. Like, it fucking sucked. That
fucking song was awesome if you listen to it. This is what I tell people.
No, I'm right there with you, Ray. I stopped listening because I would be walking around somewhere and they would just have a song on in the background and be like, oh, this sounds like some poppy night. Is that fucking Eminem? The fuck, man?
This is what I tell people that answer.
Fucks with the image, man.
Eminem, dude. And it's the same thing that I told like everybody else. Eminem is a lyricist at his core. So you actually, when you listen to it, you can't just do this shit like you can do most of the records today. Because most of the records today ain't talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of basically just do this. With them, if you're gonna listen, it's kind of listening.
Dude, I'm a fucking hip hop head. I know this shit, man. No, my dad was a DJ, and he really fucking instilled in me like to fucking listen to lyrics. So I know like what you're trying to say about Eminem, and like if I listen to it, like I probably would fuck with some of the message, but at the same time, like it gets to a point where like, okay, like, well, am I gonna get this shit in acapella or? Because I don't want to hear all that extra shit.
And that was going to be exactly my point. Like, I think the Kamikaze album, it's a great fucking record. I think he really put the work into it. And he went back to, like, vintage Eminem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's great. What I disagree, and even he said it, and the dude made the fucking record. And I disagree with him. And that's because he made it. But even he says that his Revival record was it was off. I also like that record, man. I like the Revival record a lot. Records like Home, that was a dope record. Bad Husband was a dope record. The other one that was really dope too that I liked was the one that he did with the the River. I could pass on. River was kind of like kind of. River. Was it what is it the one he did with is it not called River?
I doubt it. I just went through his discography. I don't remember one called River.
River. Then it's probably not called River. It's called the one he did with the white kid with the guitar. Oh my God!
I'm not that big of a Eminem fan as well. So.
You know what?
No, I have no clue, man. Before you said white kid with a guitar, I was about to ask if you were talking about the album that he did with Royce da 5'9".
No. I'm talking about the song, the song on Revival. It's a song on Revival. He just that kid just did an interview with Jimmy Kimmel. Fucking bitch, what's his name? Fuck. Ed Sheeran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that song was shit too.
What song? What's the name of the song?
I don't remember. Like, what the fuck?
That song he didn't like. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that song, like I could have passed up on, but I mean, and my point with Revival is that Revival, I feel that the way that it was engineered and the way he put it together, like it's a body of work that will only stand when you listen to the body of work. It's not a standalone. Like you can't just listen to like one song and two songs. And
Yeah, no, I listened to all of them.
So and I honestly felt that it was a good record, and the reason that it was a good record, I feel that it was because at that time that he recorded that record, like that's where he was in his life, and that's where he was as an artist, and I just feel that that like it's something that, I mean, if you're a real fan or whatever, like you or we, if we are real fans, we should be able to appreciate the body of work. But even him himself, he says that his Revival record was
Look, let's at least be clear about this, man. I think he made the right choice by just dropping the album. I mean, clearly there was some work that went into it. They've got videos that have just recently come out that must have been in production before the release of the album. So, I mean, but the idea of just going, here's the album, have fun. You know what I mean? And he's been doing some interviews, but it's mostly been his own work.
Yeah.
So it's...
I just checked my phone, dude. I only have one song from Revival. And like I get every album, the whole thing, and listen to all of it.
Okay.
And the only one I kept was Chloroseptic. That's it.
I ducked out about 2 albums back, man. So
I mean, the reason I say that too is like how you said earlier, like when it comes to hip hop, I'm a real big hip hop head. But the first 2 things that I look for in any song, any record, like first of all, you need to tell me something, just something, anything, and whatever it is that you're telling me, I would like for you to tell me something that I haven't heard that everybody else is not already saying. And if you're not doing that, and if you're gonna kind of tell me what everybody else is already saying, at least kind of fucking be creative about it. That's the reason as into why now, as far as like new artists, I only fuck with Kendrick and J. Cole. Like,
have you listened to a full Tyler the Creator album?
No, I'm not gonna say.
Oh damn. Yeah, you can't say he doesn't fucking say anything, dude, because you haven't listened to a full album.
But see, that's the thing. Like you have to grab my attention. Like you have to grab my attention. That's.
Well, I mean, production wise, I feel like he's pretty fucking boss. So.
Yeah. Like as far as the production, I've heard his production, and I've heard other production that he's done for other artists, and he as production, like he's dope. It's good. It's good.
But it's like Pharrell too. Like Pharrell's an awesome fucking producer, and he can rap, but like he never fucking raps.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
It was very clear because he had at least one album back in the early 2000s that was pretty much all him doing the instrumentals and all that. Badass album, but
it's a double. It's an instrumental album and then
I mean, he was doing the instrumentals as well as doing the lyrics on the album as well.
Yeah, but he doubled it. So like it's one side is all instrumental, and then the other side is like pretty much all R&B. Well,
that kind of goes to what I was going to say, man. The follow up works after that all seem to focus more on the instrumental and the production side, which seems to be where his interest is at. And hey, more power to him, man. I mean, he's probably made more money for other people than
than for himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you could just take that segment of his income and put it off to the side.
I mean, shit, you could say half of it went to fucking Jay-Z because like he produced the majority of his hits.
Yeah, definitely. And the what I was gonna connect to with that, because I didn't know we were gonna completely go this way with it, but what I wanted to connect to with that was the only dude that decided to so far respond to his diss or whatever. What do you think of the response and the comeback?
MGK got fucked up, dude. His response wasn't even fucking good. And there's all these like people who are like so-called hip-hop heads, and they're like, oh no, MGK was great. And it's like,
Yeah,
no, he wasn't.
He wasn't. Your beard is weird. He lost me at your beard is weird. I was like, your beard is weird. And you know, in my head,
he said that at the beginning of Killshot, right?
And you know, in my head, like the first thing I said, I was like, good job, kid. And then I just, you know what, I switched it off.
I watched it one time because a buddy of mine, we were getting stoned. That's not I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that's what happened. We was high, and he put the video on. I watched through it, and I was like, I felt like a strange kind of sympathy towards it. Like I was like I kind of like, don't be wrong, man. He looks like somebody scribbled on him with a crayon box, but that's fine. I know people with worse tattoos, but I'm just like, I'm feeling the sympathy. And then like a day later, somebody posted up some meme that was basically it was supposed to be Machine Gun Kelly, only his stand from the video, and I was like, oh, that's why, because that's exactly what he managed to focus that character, man.
Actually,
he tried, I guess.
Today, actually, he did a show. No, I'm lying. Not today. Yesterday, he did a show in Florida, and he got booed. And he got booed. And I was like, so there you go, the fucking response. I mean, he's not. And look, I didn't want to go off on this before I actually said this, and just so we can set the record straight. When MGK came out, and even now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've heard his shit and whatever. And the kid, he can rap. He can rap. He has cadences. He's good. He's good.
Dude, I think you were the one that posted that. It had the screen captures of the credits for Machine Gun Kelly's track, and then the one,
and then the one that M wrote.
Like, look, dude, you got to write your own diss tracks, man. Exactly. Like, this isn't a roast battle. Like,
yeah, exactly, man. No, but what I was gonna say is the kid is good, man. The kid can rap. Rapping, he can hold his own. But this is why I don't appreciate any of the new school rappers, man. Two things: you don't go at a basically iconic artist that has been doing it for years. Basically, when you were shitting diapers, this dude had platinum hits. You know what I'm saying? So you don't do that shit. Be more fucking respectful. That's one thing.
Well, why fucking not, dude? If you think you're the shit, you better fucking prove it.
That's where I'm going.
And I think John was being a little bit hyperbolic, but I did a podcast with John Thomas a while back, and he was basically like this, man. It's like, I've seen the rap wars already. I know how the beefs end. It's like, what I said at the time was basically, it's like that Pablo Francisco bit. It's like, here's a pistol. Do something with the pistol. It's like, all right, fine. That's very nice. You put out some beef tracks, but like, shit. I was going the Andre 3000 track that he did with who's the guy that put out that album Blonde a couple years ago? Frank Ocean, right? You heard the track Solo?
Yeah.
Dude, he basically fired shots at the entire fucking industry, man. Fucking like the whole thing down the line. Fucking women, fucking dudes fucking acting up shit, fucking people not writing their own fucking tracks. Like the amount of like, you know, the production end of it in a minute. Came out, fired, like emptied the clip, walked the fuck away, man. And it was like, I think that's what's kind of getting to me about some of the newer Eminem tracks, man. It's like, great, man. He's still firing at 100 miles an hour. But like, if I have to read the liner notes to tell what the fuck you just said in the last verse, it's like, and it's not that fucking, you know, like, oh, dude, well, if you're a real hip hop head, you could understand the lyrics. It's like, nah, I've been doing this a while, man. Like, if I have to like have the subtitles on to pay attention to your track, slow it down a little bit. I get it, man. Like, nobody doubts you can rap that fast. Like, that's cool. Well,
what I was gonna say was, you don't do that, and you were saying, but why not? And I was gonna tell you exactly why not. Because I feel that anybody, especially a new artist, that takes shots at an older one, this is the way I feel. Is because your material, what you before you took a shot at this person, your material, whatever you put out, it wasn't, you felt, or maybe publicly, we already publicly saw that it wasn't good to stand alone as far as like commercial performance. So you gotta draw attention to yourself by picking on somebody else's star. What I'm saying is, I don't respect artists that gain fame from taking shots at somebody else, dude. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's different. Like if you were to, like, say Tyler the Creator, like he took shots at him, but his body of work at that time was still pretty decent. Like, I don't think he was saying it to get like fame, because nobody really covered it until now. So, I mean, like,
yeah, let's be very clear about this. This is Eminem deciding to start this shit. This isn't like fucking everybody was waiting for a response, man.
No, everybody was waiting. Whole
motherfucker, who?
MGK, like, he said some shit about his daughter. Like,
yeah, but that was back in like 2013 or something like that, right?
Yeah, and he's just now responding to it. And then Tyler the Creator, he said that shit. It was probably around the same time, if not later. Charlemagne, like, everybody said something, but he never really responded to it.
And the reason, he's absolutely right. The reason that he did not respond, he said the reason that he said it in an interview, and he said it in one of his tracks too. The reason that what he said in his track, I think it was on the Recovery album. In one of the Recovery album tracks, he said that the reason that he didn't respond is because he was trying to take the approach of being the nice guy instead of being the asshole. I was trying to kind of lead off of that. I was trying to leave that alone because he wanted to come with a different approach. You know, he wanted, because everybody kept giving him shit that the only reason that you're famous is because you shit on other people, basically. So he was kind of like trying to get off that and kind of just like leave that alone.
You do remember the whole thing that went down, like, I mean, basically when, you know, the G Unit fucking beef with fucking, I forget what the other production label company was. And like somewhere along the line, somebody's best friend's cousin got fucking shot after a club or some shit. Like there was some bullshit that was tied into the whole, like, I mean, legitimate rap beefs that were going on, like motherfuckers trying to kill careers and shit, not just making diss tracks for a while there. And he, you know, fucking, he put out that track Toy Soldier. There's a couple other tracks that he put out after, you know, Proof got shot. So, I mean, it wasn't like this motherfucker just slowly went soft. There was actually a point in time where he kind of stepped back away from that on purpose. Yeah. I had full respect for that, man. I kind of got where he was coming from, because he did come in swinging, but to be fair, he was swinging at guys that were on his level. I mean, it wasn't like he was trying to pick fights with giants or shit on people below him. Whereas this one that kind of does have a ring of like, all right, maybe there were people waiting for him to, you know, respond to MGK and Tyler and some of these other guys. But then like, and then occasionally there is like a fucking hilarious line. That shit at the end of the MGK diss, what was it? Where he kind of shouts out, you know, Puffy, and it's like, all right, that's pretty funny, man. Like if you understand the history, then it's like, okay,
that was funny.
But then his response, there was a response to that was pretty fucked up too. He said,
wait,
he basically said,
hold on, whose response to who?
Eminem's to MGK.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's the one I mean. At the end of that, there's that comment about was it Puffy made the song that got Biggie killed?
No, Puffy made the song that got Tupac shot.
No, he said the closest you'll ever get to a hit is if or it was something about MGK having a hit. And he's like, the day that'll come true is the day that Puffy says he put the hit out on Tupac. And like people got fucking mad. They're like, oh, it's like, dude, like it was a joke. Like stop being all pussy wet. But.
Yeah.
No, but even there, man, like you kind of like I remember being live in the 90s, the fucking MTV news and all that shit, keeping everybody up to date. Yeah, man. I mean, there was a lot of fucking fanning the flames, which you don't see happening now. I don't think anybody's going to be. You might have a few fucking dumbasses out there, acting wild and shit, but for the most part, I don't think anybody's going to be out there, taking shots at Machine Gun Kelly or anything like that. No entourage members will die in this beef. I'll be willing to put money on that.
Yeah,
but
I just wanted to say, man, the whole body of work with Kamikaze, like he went back to vintage Eminem. I really appreciate the lyricism. He still got it, and I felt that he still got it way more than a lot of these other rappers like out here, and I can't even name 5 of them, dude. That I can tell you that something that pisses me off. And I'll just say this real quick because I'm not about to spend 5 minutes on the subject, but that rainbow colored hair.
Says after
dude,
20 minutes,
right? I was gonna say that same shit.
That rainbow colored haired guy.
Yeah, the fruit.
That one. I noticed that he's so famous, and I'm
surprised he's fucking famous.
I still don't know. Like I still don't know, like his music. I don't know what's the song that made him famous. If it was a song that made him famous, so because he keeps saying that he's got like 10 number 1 hits, and
he apparently does. It must be like a New York thing, because I don't know.
Again, must be a New York thing because
I think it is, dude. Like these weird ass fucking New Yorkers are getting like famous real quick, and it's like, dude, like he's not even a good rapper. Like y'all are supposed to be like the home of rap. What the fuck?
Hey man, look, as a good Texas boy, I can't throw stones at any of the subcultures, man, because we, fucking chopped and screwed, and the whole lean culture that came out. There was some weird looking motherfuckers coming out of Houston for a while, man.
But we had some good rappers though. Like we had at least a generation.
We had Screw, man. I love DJ Screw.
But yeah, that lean was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons things that always made Chameleonaire so impressive, because he kind of just came in, made his money, made his business connections, and then fucking quietly stepped back out and went back to working on cars. It's like, thanks guys, thanks for the $1 million.
Well, I mean, not even now. He doesn't work. He doesn't do the car thing anymore. He does the. He got into investments. The last move he made him a shitload of money. He invested into a company that Disney bought. Well, it was this tech company, and Disney just bought it in 2014, I think. Yeah, 2014. Damn. And Disney bought it, and he got a check after taxes for $55 million.
God
Disney
damn.
It's a fucking blob now. It's eating everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Disney, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I like Disney that much. Like, I'm kind of getting a little tired of Disney having like Marvel and shit.
There's a series of videos online from a guy that used to work for Cracked right before they did their last cleaning of house and got rid of everybody, called Disney Owns You. And it's like one of them's Lucasfilms, one of them's like Jim Henson Productions, and like it's just like how the interview would go. Like for the Jim Henson one, it's actually a Muppet that shows up and does the negotiations for him.
That fucking sucks.
You got to keep Grover away from the cocaine.
Yeah, back to the album, man. I thought the album was pretty good. There were some songs I didn't like too much, like the Venom.
Yeah,
song.
The Venom one, but I'll be honest with you. The Venom song is probably the only song on the record that I didn't like, but I like all the other ones.
I don't not like it, but it's not.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was about to say. And that Venom record, it's not that it's bad. I wasn't really digging it, but all the other, what was it, 13 of them? I think because it's a 14 track.
I don't remember how many tracks.
I think it's 14. The other 12 or 13 or whatever, they were good. And again, because when I listen to it the first time and second time, sometimes even a third time, I go through the analyzing of the whole record. I listen to the lyrics, I listen to the production, I try to figure out like how it was put together and stuff. then after like my brain goes through all that shit, then I actually start enjoying the album. Like I start just listening to actually like jam to it. I've always fucking been like that. But yeah, it was a good record. There was already some people on social media that said that the record was shit and it was shitty just like the last one. But then I look and they're like 18 years old and like you don't know a fucking
Yeah, those
thing
are the
about
real
music.
millennials, like people who just barely getting out of fucking high school. Like
Yeah.
I hate being put in a box with them. It's like, dude, like
Yeah.
You feel like they're putting you in special ed.
yeah, because like a majority of them have shitty taste. Like the only people that I know that have decent taste is my brother, because like I give him music, and like he sends.
You're
me
like
music,
you're
too.
kind of like a dictator. Like listen to this, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I tell him what to listen to. He'll send me some shit, and I'll be like, okay, like you're learning.
Yeah,
Hey
yeah,
man, you give a kid a mixtape, like the right mixtape at the right time, man, and you can give that kid good taste in music. Like I remember getting a mixtape with like it had like weird shit on there, man. But like fucking, there was everything from like Sir Mix-a-Lot to fucking like the Beach Boys, all on this like one track. It had some Soundgarden, it had some motherfucking REM. It's just some weird ass rock and roll, and it was just one of those things where it was like somebody put this together and it wound up in my hands, and now I know this music exists. Which, if you grew up on the radio, man, god awful stuff on there, man. Don't ever listen to it.
Yeah, I stopped listening to the radio about like 11 or 12. Like I just
that's
it.
that's the other thing, man. I have not listened to commercial radio in years, dude. So that's why like I'm very isolated when it comes to music. But that's why I'm really happy to say that when new music gets to me, I know that it's good because it got to me because it's good. Because I don't listen to the radio. I don't really watch TV other than the fucking movie channel.
Wait, so how do you know about Tyler the Creator?
Huh?
How do you know about Tyler
The
the
way
Creator?
I found out,
He heard his name in an Eminem track, and he went Googling him on the internet.
No.
Right.
I first heard about Tyler when he worked with. I hear of these people through fucking like collaborations, but and a lot of them come from like other fucking like.
Who did he work with though?
I first heard of him when he did that track with was it Jay-Z?
No, he never did a song with Jay-Z. He did one with Kanye. He did one with The Game. He did one with Pusha T.
Is he signed with Good Music?
No,
Was he ever signed with Good Music?
never.
Because now I wanna say that I
You're getting your black people mixed up.
no.
Like, I hate to jump in here and kill Freddy's color blindness and this obviously musically geek conversation. Far be it from me to kill a geek conversation, but like one thing, if you haven't seen the video with Kanye West and Lil Pump, watch it. That shit's hilarious. It's just funny. There's no point to that song. It's just funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Number two, man, we do need to kind of wrap this up a little bit. So what I was going to say is, Ray, off the top, albums, comic books, TV show, movie. What have you seen lately that you think the people should be looking at?
Oh shit, there's a lot, dude.
Top one in each.
I guess I can't really say to look out for it because it hasn't came out yet. But the Black Eyed Peas, they fucking turned it around, dude. They dropped Fergie's ass, and now like they're back to like the old school fucking '90s Black Eyed Peas with a little bit of a mix of like their newer shit, but it's great. Shows, I can't really tell you any shows. Like it's all old stuff. Movies, haven't watched anything lately.
And do you have anything coming up for yourself?
So far, no. I'm just waiting to get that call. Like, hey, you want to do some fucking stand up on Wednesday?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But yeah.
You got anything coming up?
I have a possible.
Motherfucker, I know your schedule better than you know your schedule. That's why. But I'm asking you because I want you to say.
Wait,
What?
you complaining to him or me?
No,
man?
you.
Man, man, I got some stand up stuff coming up. Nothing confirmed quite yet.
Well, yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, this will be going out Friday, I believe. So that show will have already happened. But yeah, hosting a weekly Wednesday night yada yada at El Rey this week. Tomorrow, which is actually 2 days ago when y'all watch this. Don't worry about it. It's some Back to the Future type shit. You can find, yeah, man. Did you give your social media contacts?
Not today. No, I did last time.
Go ahead and toss them out again, man.
Well, you can find me on YouTube. I changed the name, so it's Double Doom, more, I guess, marketable. You can easily find us because people couldn't figure out how to fucking spell Lonnie. And you can find me on Instagram on NetherRealm, or I think it's NetherRealm News. Fuck, I forgot what I named it. But yeah, I changed names around. So, and you can also find me on Facebook. All my stuff was shut down for like a couple of days because
what'd you do?
I had some problems. I'll tell you guys off the air. I can't tell you right now.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like I had some problems, so I had to put some stuff down, and everything was blocked. And like it just recently came back up, but now I have to upload shit because like we already had somebody unsubscribe because we were like they couldn't find our videos, I guess. And but yeah,
that sucks, man. I'll tell you what. What?
I'm texting him.
Okay, well let's go ahead.
We can. I mean, continue to wrap it up.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, if as long as you're still on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And that's still under Ray and Lonnie, or is that?
No, my Facebook is just Ray Flowers.
Okay, I thought you had a page as well.
Oh, actually, shit, I think we do. Yeah, we have a YouTube page. I think it's Ray and Lonnie's Reviews still. Okay. I don't really update it all that much. I probably should. Is your landlord or what? You getting evicted?
We got talent coming in for another podcast here. Hopefully the sound is set up so that that's not coming in too strongly. But
fucking repo man.
Shit, hide the microphones.
But yeah, movies.
I didn't go just so Freddy would have to walk in front of the camera. Yeah, man. Well, shit. When you do have something, man, by all means, send us a link and we'll share that out for you.
All right.
Since we're go ahead and wrap this up, you can find my illustrious partner on social media at xFreddyGX on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, I believe. You can find my YouTube channel at Sean Hatfield. You'll see my pretty face. You can find the Mad Laughter podcast there, as well as shoutengine.com/Mad Laughter. You can get in touch with me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com, as well as Hatfield Standup on Facebook and Twitter. You can find the audio version of this podcast at shoutengine.com/Bouncing Brains, as well as on Stitcher. And you can find the video version, of course, at YouTube. Search for Bouncing Brains Podcast. We will show up. We're also available on... that's pretty much it. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Bouncing Brains Podcast. We have a group on there, so by all means, jump in there and be friendly and mingle. Or leave us disturbing messages that you want us to read out loud. We'll do that. Freddy, I read off your social media contacts, but if you want to go over it one time for the folks.
If you gave it to him, Sean, it's as good as if I did it. So I trust you. Wait, can I trust you?
These are questions that we'll have to answer next time, folks, on Bouncing Brains.
And once again, before we go, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this episode, being brought to you by Radio Shack in Circuit City. Thanks a lot, folks. Y'all have a good night.
Ray, thanks for coming.
We're not even getting paid.
No, you're not.
Thank you for inviting me, man.
Yeah, good one, man. We really do enjoy having you, man. It was awesome.
All right. Night, folks.